Hello, in this video, let's look at a limit at a point. Only this time we will use the technology. So we will use the graphing calculator to approximate the answer to our question. We have three examples and let's look at each one. So the first one is limit of 3x minus 1 divided by 5x plus 2 as x approaches 0. So the first thing is, let's scoot this over and let's put up the calculator. So here, let's type in our function into y equals. So here, parentheses, 3x minus 1, and then divide by parentheses, 5x plus 2. Now, we will be trying to get as close as possible to 0 from both sides, from the left side and from the right side. So let's go to the table. And first, let's set the table set, so that the independent variable, which is x, is in ask. So that way, instead of scrolling by some number, like by ones, the calculator will be waiting for us to type in what x we want. And let's see what we get. So here's the table, and let's delete all of these values. We're trying to get very close to 0. So 0 from the left side means numbers that are less than 0, something like negative 0.1. We get negative 0.86. Now, as we get closer to 0, let's go negative 0.01, negative 0.52, negative 0.001, negative 0.503, negative 0.0001, almost half. Let's go a little bit closer. Same. So we're getting to negative half. Now let's go to 0 from the other side, from the positive side. So 0.1, negative 0.28, 0.01, negative 0.47, 0.001. And once again, we're getting closer and closer to the same value, which is negative 0.5. So the calculator says that from both sides, from the left side and from the right side, we're getting closer and closer to negative 0.5. And so the answer to our question, we will just write it right here, is negative 1/2. And that is the final answer using the calculator. Now let's look at the other example. So here is the next example, and we have also, we're going to 0 from both sides, only this time the function is 2x to the 2. So I will save these values and we'll retype the function. So here the new function is 2 divided by x to the second power. And so here is the table once again. So as we get closer to 0 from the negative side, from the left side, we're getting numbers that are getting big really fast. 220,000. That's 2 times 10 to the 6, which makes 2 million, and then 2 times 10 to the 8. So the numbers getting humongous. As we go to 0 from the right side, we also see the same picture. The numbers are getting to be huge really fast. And so from both sides, the values are approaching infinity, positive infinity. And that is the final answer to our question, and we'll write it again right here on our note. So the answer is positive infinity using the calculator. We could also see that from the picture. If we look at the picture, here is zoom 6. As we're getting closer and closer to 0 from the left side, we see that the numbers are getting huge and the values go to plus infinity. From the right side, we saw also plus infinity. So that's what the table represents. It simply shows the numbers for this picture. Now let's look at the last example. So the last example, we have also going to the 0, only this time we don't have the square. So it's the same example but without the square. So let's go and change that to regular x. I just delete all of this, 2 divided by x. And now let's look at the table. So we see something different. From the left side, the numbers are getting to be huge, negative. But from the right side, the numbers are getting to be huge, positive. These two values are completely different. This is negative infinity, this is positive infinity. They are totally different, which means that the limit from both sides does not exist. So we can say 0 with a line through it, or we can say does not exist. And that's the correct answer to the third example. Let's look visually what the calculator says. So from the left side we see negative infinity, from the right side we see positive infinity. So as we're going to 0 from both sides, that limit does not exist because we have two distinct values for our answer. And that's how to use the calculator or any piece of technology to approximate the limits at a point. And these are all three examples in one shot. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. Thanks for your time. Take care.